So this is a very wide, compact cutting. This consists of 3 mother leaves on the bottom and 2 new sprouts on the top. One of the mother leaves is 41 inches and is relatively still intact, but the other 2 mother leaves have quite a bit of weathering on them. This is the result of growing up near a tree. We have high winds and this basically banged against a tree. We did not cut this, as you can see how jagged it is. This banged against a tree until basically that area of the leaf was broke off, as well as this leaf. We kind of, obviously we don't mind the way that outdoor leaves look, but if you do, you can choose to remove those in your home. But if you leave it intact, it is a very, very, very wide cutting. It is well rooted, and you can tell that because it has not 1, but 2 new leaves. That's what these 2 leaves are in the center. These are the newly sprouted leaves. And it is well rooted. You can see the roots from the top as well as protruding. This was actually a much larger root. I just hadn't realized that it crept out of the pot, and when I went to lift the pot up, I ripped it. So this is an extremely well rooted plant as well. As with any cutting, once you sever the cutting from its mother vine, the cutting has to create enough roots to support the existing mother leaves. Once it creates enough roots to support them, it will begin giving you new growth. That new growth will initially be small, just like with any other cutting, whether it be pothos, Adansonii, whatever plant you have, the initial leaves from the new growth are always small. They will get progressively larger. The better the rooting, the bigger and better the leaves. So right now, this has rooted up very well. It had to support, of course, giant mother leaves. Remember, this leaf is over 3 feet long, and these leaves, even though they are pretty beaten up, these leaves were large as well. So it had to support those leaves, and once it created enough roots to do that, it began giving us new growth. And the leaves will get progressively larger, and they will create leaves that eventually will grow leaves that are as big as the mother leaves and actually larger. As always, I always say that larger cuttings are for the more experienced. If you are inexperienced, if you are a beginner, you should start with a smaller cutting before moving on to one like this. So, you might say, I thought you said that leaf was 41 inches. How in the world can this be a compact cutting with a leaf that is over 3 feet long? Well, the reason why I call them compact cuttings is because the stems are not going to be incredibly large. Typically, when you see a leaf that is that large, that's over 3 feet long, the stems will be a good 5 feet tall or so. In this case, as you can see, let's just put this here, this stem is not even 3 feet long. The leaf is actually longer than its stem. So you don't have to worry about this one being too tall for your space. Of course, it will continue to grow and climb and get taller that way, but the stems themselves will not be these giant, 5-6 foot stems, but you still can enjoy very large leaves. So these new leaves will get to be as more new leaves grow, they will regain the size of the mother, and even get larger than the mother, but the stems themselves will not be these large, super tall stems that kind of can grow out of a space if you don't have, multiple stories for it to continue to grow to. So if you are interested in this cutting, we will have it for sale on our Etsy shop, and we will have a few other compact cuttings as well.